folks, it's Rich here. There's no guitar in my hand, however. Whoop, whoop. It's my brother's beautiful Epiphone, custom from 2002 in a mega super sexy, lovely burst. You don't see many of these. Gold everywhere, look at that. It's very kindly lent it to me whilst the wonderful Mina, my Harley Benton ST Goto, is having some TLC. And also my new Harley Benton ST62. So, can you hear bolt thrower in the background? Oh, I love bolt thrower. I thought what we would do, because I haven't shared this before, not in full, we'll have a rundown of all the 141 guitars I have owned. So, I've got a spreadsheet, and I'm gonna have just a quick look and a read through. Stop me at any time you like and say, oh, what was that like? Well, what did you make of that guitar? What did you think to that? You can also stop me at any time and go, Rich, what the hell, man? So, anyway, for those who don't know me, the novice noisemaker. Shut up, shut up. It's just a novice guitarist. I've lots of guitars. Have a look at some reviews if you fancy it. So, without further ado, and in alphabetical order, because why wouldn't they be? Let's start with Chapman. Hello, Rob Chapman, not that you're watching. So, an ML3 traditional standard telecopy P90s, that was a recent one. I had one of those, an ML1 Strat copy with reverse headstock. I had one in mocha and one in black. I had two of those, and the ML1 hybrid, which I had three of. The roasted maple neck, oh, great guitars. 1,800 quid spent on Chapman's. Epiphones, what have I had there? God, some of these go back a little way. I've had a Les Paul custom. It was a Korean one, black with gold hardware. That was gorgeous, second-hand one. Had an Epiphone, Epiphone, a Les Paul Special GT. It was one with a little kill switch on it, and it has a whammy arm, which is a bit weird. Don't think they make them anymore, I'm sure they don't. They had the Les Paul Modern Figured, which went back, did a review on it, and had all sorts of niggly issues for an expensive guitar. Les Paul Custom Pro. Did I have a Les Paul Custom Pro? Yeah, I did. Oh, why didn't I keep that? Damn it. White one. Vintage white gold hardware and coil taps. Oh, that's lovely. And one of my first guitars I had when I was getting back into guitaring was an Epiphone Nighthawk reissue, which I've got photos of that on my camera. On my phone camera, which is lovely. So yeah, not many new ones there. Most second hand. Spent £1,220 on those. ESP. I've only had one ESP. That was the EC100 QM at Quilt Maple Top, which I featured not that long ago. It's all right, but it's a cheaper version of the ESP Eclipse, and the pickups were not for me. Fender, what's gone on Fender? I've had a Telecaster Mexican standard, a Strat. Oh yeah, Lone Star. I had a Strat Lone Star in silver, ghost silver with the S1 switch, HSH. That was lovely. Should have kept that. Never mind, they bought that new. Telecaster HH with a coil tap and rosewood fingerboard. Should have kept that too. That was new. I had another Strat, Olympic White with the rosewood fretboard. That was nice. Should have kept that. What else did I have? I had a Tele Mexican one also in Tobacco Burst. That was nice. That was a new one. Strat HSH Buttercream, which you've seen on the channel not that long ago. That was mostly nice. I had a 20. I'm missing one on here. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, there it is. I had a Strat HH Zebra humbuckers. That was gorgeous. Should have kept that as a Mexican one. I had white Strat SSS. I had that FSR recently, the one that's kind of Steve Ray Vaughan looking one. That was new. And the Teleplayer that went back recently. That was new. That was 6,000 quid worth of Fenders. Nearly all new. I was just about to swipe up on my laptop screen. My work one does that. This one doesn't. Gibson. I only had one Gibson, and it was a Les Paul Studio 60s tribute with block inlays and a nice kind of satin matte sort of finish to it. It's a few years ago now. That was £600. They're more than that second hand now, which is crazy. On the G's, Glary! Hello, Glary! You're on the reviews. Terrible guitar. 50 quid for that Glary. Wow. Gretsch, I've had two, both the same. They were Electromatics G5421s, that kind of entry-level Chinese ones, which are okay. They're all right. Harley Benton's, here we go, Harley Benton's. ST20, I'm not going to say all the different colours and stuff because there are lots of these. ST20, one second hand, one new. T52, which was one of the older ones, natural That was second hand, the first one. I had a T30, which was blonde, that was alright. And then the T20, standard ones, I've had 2 of those. And then 2 more TE52s with the roasted or the caramelised neck. One in 2021 and one earlier this year. Totally different to one another. The current one, nowhere near as nice. I had the TE20 HH, the black kind of metal Telecaster. I'm sure I've had 2 of those. Why haven't I got 2 on here? Oh dear, that's a fail. I have 2 of those. Didn't like either of them. Never mind, eh? A TE62, which is on channel as well. Had a few issues with that, sadly. I had an HP35, a sort of 335 copy, red one. It was nice, but it was just a bit old and bashed. SD62s, 2 vintage series 1s second hand. I've got one now currently. I had 2 the same colour, vintage white and maple necks. I had the hot rodded one. Then I've got my current one now, which is with the tech being fixed. So I've had quite a few of those. How many is that? About 5 or 6 of those. A JA60 Jazzmaster copy, that's on the channel. An ST20, I've got putting that in there separately. Don't know, another ST20 HSS. SC Custom 2, I've had 2 of those and they were really good. They were really good. Are they better than the SC Deluxe? Maybe actually, in a funny kind of way. They were good actually, enjoyed those guitars. Should have kept one of those maybe. Then I had the HBO semi-acoustic, which was the roundback, which was terrible. Mustang copy, ages ago, I think that's on the channel. SC400 gold top, terrible build quality, horrible pickups. SC450 plus lemon drop, which had to go back, that was all sorts of problems. Then I had a second hand one as well, which also had problems, which is a shame, because they're nice looking guitars. SC500, cheaply made, but it felt alright. That's on the channel with me pretending to be Buckethead badly. A Fusion 2 HSH. Didn't like the colour, the Guthrie Govan kind of coloured one, but a decent guitar. CST24 PRS clone, like that, just didn't like the Pal Ferro fretboard with the black body and the black headstock, just didn't go really. Then I've had a Parley guitar, just a little mini one. Ibanez, you still with me? Ibanez. TC-M50, it's a semi-acoustic Talman, funny shaped thing. AZ ES31, which is like a sort of Strat copy, which you'll have seen on the channel pretty recently. And then we get into the SA series. SA160 F flame maple top, it's like a sort of super Strat. I had 1 of those used. I've had 3 SA260s, 1 SA360, which was gorgeous. There's one on eBay at the moment, actually, really super cheap, great guitar. Abalone binding, abalone around the neck, abalone everywhere, bling, bling, bling. SA560, that I should have kept. Locking tuners, Damasio pickups, ebony fretboard, bling, burl, a beautiful bursty burl top on it, bound, bling, abalone everywhere, never mind. Oh, how much did I spend on Harley Bentons? 3,700. Look what's this. It's not bad for 34 of them. Considering like the fenders, how many of those did I have? 11. That was six grand. Anyway, where are we? Let's not get lost. Ibanez. What else? S521, that was on the channel. The Blackberry. Burst. Pretty guitar, super thin, like this thing. RGA 42, that's also on the channel. Blue, that was nice. Good guitar, that didn't really like the fretboard. GRG 140, the super cheapy version. Decent really for the money, but felt cheap. Gem Junior, if only I could get into a Floyd. Might have to get one of those again. An ART 120, it's a kind of a Les Paul copy type guitar. That was alright. And an RC 220, an offset humbucker telly type guitar in a mustard yellow. That was alright actually, like that. £3,200 on Ibanez. Jackson Dinky JS11, one of JS, one new one second hand one, and JS22, that's new. 3 of, red, black and a white one. I liked all of those and they're all decent. The tuners on them are crap, but everything else really good. Compound radius on the fretboard. Yeah, decent for the money. PROS, how much is that? How much on Jackson's? Not much, 815. Jet, the one and only Jet, the JS300, £150 on that Strat copy. That was all right. A PRS SE22 standard, ages ago, red one, old style. Had that new, that was all right. I had a Tremonti, which was a bit ratty and I couldn't live with it, second hand, didn't cost me a lot. I had to go back. SE24, which you'll have seen on the channel, which was gorgeous. Why did I sell that? Why did I sell a lot of them? Should have kept that really. What else? Oh, SE Starlers, I had 2 of those. nah, not for me. And then of course Savannah, the SE245, I kept for ages. I should not have fanny arsed around with her and had coiled splits on her, and I should have just left her as she was. Anyway, lovely. So I spent £3 on PRSs, had 7 of those. Where else we go? You're still with me? If you're not, I don't blame you. Schecter Ultra Classic, massive chunky neck through Seymour Duncan locking tuner, monster of a guitar. That was, yeah, PT Fastback Gold Top, which is on the channel. Good guitar, nice guitar. Just couldn't relate to it really. What is it trying to do? What's kind of be a tele custom? I don't know. And what else do I have? Schecter. Sorry, Omen Extreme 6, Ocean Burst. Yeah, massive chunky neck. I had that in my earlier playing career. £1,250 on Schecters. Slick 50, one of, which is on here. Stag, which I've actually owned a couple of Stag semi-acoustics and only one actual electric guitar, which was the Les Paul copy, which was really good for the money actually. Obviously I reviewed a few of the Stags when they sent them to me, very kind. 370 quid. Squires, 30 Squires. Let's have a razz through these. Squire Bullet Strat, 7 of. Bullet Strat from 2011, which I loved and should have kept. That was one of the first ones on the channel. White one, gorgeous guitar it was. Strat Standard, one of new, 2 of second hand. Classic Vibe Strats, had 1 new one, just a standard one, 2 FSRs, both the same colour, which are on here, which you've seen. Lovely guitars they are, sticky neck but lovely. Affinities, I've had 5 of those. The Strat Deluxe, which was white, pearl white, lovely, which is more like a Mexican Fender really, I'm very similar to that. I had 1 of those. Telecaster Standard, I didn't realise, what was that? Oh yeah, it's a red one. Yeah, 1 standard, Classic Vibe, Deluxe, I've had 1 of those. I've had an Affinity, and then I've had 5 other Classic Vibes, including the custom, and another we'll ignore that, go away, buzz. We're nearly there. So yeah, 30 Squires and £5,500 on those. Vintage guitars, V100, I've had 4 of. Then I had the V100 JBM Gold Top Tribute, which was good in lots of ways. So I've had 5 of them in fact. A V6 Thomas Blug, 7.5 inch, 7.25 inch radius, really deep, nice dark rosewood fretboard, funky guitar that. But I bought it cheap and sold it for more. And then a V52 Telly, which is a lovely Telecaster. So 7 of those, and that was £1,100. Washburn, I had the folk style acoustic guitar I saw on here recently. An Idol WI66, which is a weird take on a Les Paul in terms of shape, but it has an amazing quilt top, Seymour Duncan design pickups, coil splits, all sorts of stuff. That was a cool guitar. And then I had a really cheap Super Strat Washburn, 360 quid. And Yamaha Pacificas, I've had 4 of those, and I've had 1 semi-acoustic. So that is my 141 guitars. 70 were new, 71 were used, and this cost me a total of £31,000. There we go. Any questions? Shout up!